keeps doing it to me. Hey. Janet, hey, Marjorie, hello, Diana, thank you so much. Bradley, thank you for joining us. Sheila, happy anniversary to us. Hey, Pinky, thank you for joining us. Daisy, hello. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Sabrina. And Lou Phelps has joined us as well. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Uh, so glad you're with us. Um, hey, good evening, Coach Cassell, all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you for joining us. Angela, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us as well. Hey, Gwen, good evening to you. Uh, and Karen is on. Karen is making her own videos. Thank you for joining us. Joanne, yes, today is Joanne's birthday. Happy birthday, Joanne. We wish you a great day today. Elise, thank you so much. Good evening. And hey, Evan, thank you. And we'll look forward to you watching. Felicia, thank you for joining us as well. Um, I need you to talk with your husband. Hey, Faith, good to see you. Gloria, hello. Monica, hello. Rockin' Robin, all the way from Kansas City. Thank you for joining us as well. Hey, Sister Barbara Foster, thank you for joining us. Rebecca, happy anniversary to you too. Sarah, good evening to you. And Patty, thank you so much for joining us. Rhonda is on. Hey, Rhonda. And thank you, Sabrina. Happy anniversary to us. Hey, that's right, Terry. Terry is on, I think, almost every week. I don't think you've missed a week. Hey, Sharon. Happy Friday to you. And Angie from the DMV is on. Thank you so much, Deja. Hey, Deja. Good to see you. Thank you. Carolyn, happy anniversary to you. Sandra, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Reginald, thank you. Tony, thank you for joining us. Deborah, hello. And hello, Patricia Richardson. And C. Nicole is here on time. So we're happy about that. Cornelius, hello as well. Dora Leon, thank you. Jamel, good evening. Antoinette, thank you so much for joining us. Um, hey, and Debbie has received her second shot. Thank you, Debbie, for joining us as well. Krista, hello. Marsha Lieberman is on, so I'm only waiting on one more Lieberman or two more Lieberman. So then I think we'll be straight. Thank you for joining us. Also, Gloria, thank you, Gloria, for joining us. Hey, Judy Jones, good to talk to you. Hey, Horace Magwood, happy anniversary to us. Thank you so much. Rhonda, thank you so much. Brooke, hello. Hope you're doing well, Brooke. Hey, Catalina, thank you. Um, I am glad that you've been with us for one whole year. Vanessa Taylor, thank you for joining us. Hey, Juan, thank you for wishing us one year anniversary. Wanda, hello. Andrea, thank you for joining us as well. Good to see you, Joan, and happy Friday to you too. And let me see. I missed somebody. Wait a minute. Erica, thank you for joining us. Kristen, hello. Akila, thank you for joining us as well. Stephanie, hello. Nancy, good to see you. Really glad to see you on. And hello. Good evening to you. Lee, thank you so much. Tiffany, thank you for joining us as well. Uh, uh, Judy, thank you. Hello. Larry, good to see you. Thank you, Larry. Keeping the office on the field. You're right. I'm going to use that. Hey, Flynn Style, Camilla Flynn, happy anniversary to us. Thank you. Sarah, happy anniversary to us. Charles, thank you. Bless you as well. Hey, Latessa, thank you for joining us. Um, Terry, happy anniversary to us. Mary, happy anniversary to us as well. Glad to have you on as well. Let me see. I'm getting to him. I'm getting to him. Maggie, hello. E. Joyce Paris, hello. Terry, thank you. Happy anniversary to us. Paulette, hello. Drusilla, hello. Marsha, thank you. Good evening to you. And Monica, thank you. And for wishing Joanne a happy birthday. Hey, Carol, thank you. Happy anniversary to us. Leticia, thank you. Lakeista, Hello. Crystal, happy anniversary to us. Joan as well. Happy anniversary to all of us. Um, and Evan, hey, thank you. Um, we don't hate around here. We're good, even. Um, Kristen, thank you. Jerry, hello. Gloria, thank you for shouting out to Joanne. And yes, um, Molly, you have to post it when I'll throw it to you. You can post the link a little bit later. Brooke, all the way from Coffee Bluff Plantation on the south side of Savannah. Thank you so much for joining us as well on this our special day. Yes, yes, yes. Denise, thank you for joining us. And hey, Bruce Lieberman is on, so all of the Liebermans are in place. Latasha, I am doing well. Roxy, thank you for being my date. And wow, Laura Smith is on here. Glad to have you all the way from Pennsylvania, sliding in and sliding back out. Hey, Trakia, thank you for checking in. Brittany Curry has given us our New Year graphic. I posted it, and we'll show you again. Julia, thank you. Happy anniversary to us. Um, Andrea, good evening to you. Adrian, thank you. Congratulations to us. Vanessa, happy anniversary to us. Rebecca, happy anniversary to us. Ethel, good evening and happy anniversary to us. All right. Janice, thank you so much. We did it together. Hey, Karen, thank you for joining us. I'm happy to see you. Hey, Miss Beatrice, good to see you. Good evening to you. Hey, John Hawkins, good to see you, sir. And you have to fill me in on the meeting. Stacy, thank you for joining us as well. Hey, Barbara Kaufman is on, so now we're waiting on the child to come on, and we'll have all the Kaufmans on. Maisha, thank you for joining us. Patience, hello. Charles Brown, thank you so much for joining us. Good to see my friend Ken Slats, one of the best in the business. Glad to have you. Annette, thank you for joining us and good evening to you. Lynette, hello. Gwen, happy anniversary to us. Yes, yes, to us. Lynn, hey, hope you're doing well. It is Friday, and whoa, Michelle Cawthon, Dr. Michelle Cawthon has joined us. We feel privileged to have you here. Monica, hello. Happy anniversary to us. Katina, happy anniversary to us. Good evening as well. And we're saying happy anniversaries out of Pastor Terrence and Lady Ursula. Vera, hello. Thank you for joining us. And well, no, Nancy, if you need to go to the ER, go to the ER. We'll be here when you get back. Go to the ER, Nancy. Nancy? No, we want you to make next week's. So, Barbara Dolores, happy anniversary to you. It does remind me of my SOK days. Hey, Reverend Thomas Hart, thank you for joining us as well. And of course, Moses is making the money. And thank you. Let them know I'll be down there regulating just a few minutes. Sheila, thank you for joining us as well. Hey, Mike Lepper, good to see you, my brother. I am glad that you had a good cancer-free report. You have answered our prayers. Thank you so much for doing this. And yes, Rebecca, it's been year one. Kim, thank you for joining us. Mona, hello. Lynn, good to see you. Thank you for joining us as well. That's right, Shakia, we made it. Andrea, again, good evening to you. Hey, good to see you, Mike. Thank you for joining us. And Maia, congratulations to us. Happy anniversary. And of course, Edie is on. So E, happy anniversary. Thank you. Good to see you. Lorraine, hello. Good to see Priscilla. Priscilla. I'll leave it right there. Hey, okay, we have Ari Bradford from Seaport Christian Counseling. Good to see you on. Kathy, thank you for joining us. Hey, good to see Diva, Dr. Ethel Bradshaw. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Dana, good evening to you. Paula, hello. And you're in Memorial. You're in the hospital, Paula? We will pray for your strength. Judy, thank you so much. And we have the elevator herself, Diva Katina Pollen on. Thank you so much. Happy anniversary to us. Happy anniversary. Joan, thank you so much. Happy anniversary. And Kimberly says that Atlanta is in the house good. So we hope you're wearing a mask while you're in our house. Kristen, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Elise, thank you so much. Shauna, hello to you. Um, and good happy anniversary. Um, and I don't know what's going on, um, but we'll talk about it. Arena, thank you for joining us. Hey, Joe Marinelli, doing a great job, really putting Savannah out to the world. And I'm gonna get you on, Joe, if you get a chance, you want to come and be on the show. So people can know about the awesome work that you do and the work we're going to do. Linda, thank you for joining us. Karen is calling in from Statesboro, so we're glad to have her here from Statesboro. Um, Edwin Markey, thank you for joining us, sir. Kim, we love you too. Hannah, this is the only date you get. I feel the same way. I'll tell you more about that later. Um, Again, thank you, Dr. Bradshaw. I appreciate you. Monier, Manier Hospi. From Ruin Thai. Ruin Thai is a great restaurant on Broughton Street between Whitaker and Bull Street. Great Thai food. I like eating there. Jacqueline Stokes, thanks for joining us as well. Again, thank you so much, Ms. Johnson. Good, Kim, good evening. And Keith, good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Lynette says that Nancy needs to go to ER now. I agree. Um, hey, Chloe Reno, we've been planning your wedding and you hadn't shown up. We done added some stuff to your wedding. Shakita, thank you so much. Audra, thank you for joining us. And Angelia, thank you for joining us as well. Um, and Pearlette, thank you so much. Mary, happy anniversary to us. Dr. Williams, thank you. And I did find out that you were in that chat with the young people. Thank you so much. Tasha, happy anniversary to you. And yes, Tammy says that her son was able to get the vaccine. Very good. And Denise is coming from Cleveland, Ohio. Cuyahoga County, happy anniversary as well. Um, Patrina, thank you so much. Hazel, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Ruel, hello, hello. Paula, hello as well. Um, and hey, Angie, good to see you. And I miss you. I want you to know that as well. Deidre, we are Savannah Strong. Alicia, thank you for praying for our city and our state as well. Um, Again, enjoyed Haven Elementary. Good to see the awesome Verdell Jones on, who does it all. Good to see you. And again, Marsha, thank you so much as well. And Kimberly, I'm getting ready to go downtown and regulate again this week as well. Leisha, hello, hello, hello. And She I Love is on all the way from Houston, Texas. Yolanda Owens, Jackson State University. And good to see you. Renee Garman Garland is on, and we're setting up her wedding too. That's why we are getting vaccinated so we can crash her wedding. Um, well, if you want Thai food, you can go right to Ruin Thai and they will hook you up. The food is good, at least. It is really good. Um, and let me see. Let me see. What else was it? Yeah, I don't know, Shauna. I don't know anything about that. So um no, Chloe, we planned that wedding. You didn't plan it. Michelle, thank you for joining us as well. Uh Let me see. Um Hey Hannah, you're wearing your SAV hat. So thank you so much. And Lorraine got her first vaccine. Thank you so much as well. Hey Alicia, thank you for joining us. Maisha, I am doing well. And hello. Dana, hello, thank you for joining us. Hillary, hello. Linda, uh, thank you. Um, Thank you so much. And you are still going strong and you are welcome. You are welcome. And what's wrong, Kimberly? Everything's okay, Kimberly. Everything is good. Everything's good. Hey, Condoleezza, you stopped by my office. Yeah, they've been having me running today. And Sean as well. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot tell you, and again, I'm my own sound guy and everything, and I'm doing my own video and everything because uh, that's the way it's supposed to be. We do this together. We do it together. So wanted to thank you all for being with us. Thank you for hanging with us for an entire year. For an entire year. And I will tell you, that it is our anniversary. It is our anniversary. Hours, hours, hours. This is all hours together. And so give yourselves a big round of applause um, because of a couple of reasons. And I'll tell you about those in 1 second, as soon as I get this thing set up. Um, but this is our anniversary. Our anniversary. Hey, Denise Hot Paws, good to see you. Phyllis, thank you so much for joining us as well. Let me do it like I've done it every Friday night for the last 52 weeks. If it is Friday, if it is Friday, if it is Friday in Savannah, Georgia, if it is Friday in Savannah, Georgia during a pandemic, if it is Friday in Savannah, Georgia during a pandemic, and you're keeping the faith and you're following the signs, if it is Friday in Savannah, Georgia, and you're keeping the faith and you're following the science and you have no place that you have to be, then you are with us. Michelle, hello. Again, it is Friday Night Live. Friday Night Live. It is our date night, 52 weeks strong. On March the 20th, 2000, we got together right here and we talked and we continued the conversation. And for 52 consecutive weeks, every week, we got together and we spent time together. And our group has grown and grown and grown. And some of you have been here every single week with me. And so it's not my anniversary, it is our anniversary. Because if we are here, that means that we have survived something. That means that we have come through some things. And that means, at least at this point, we are survivors. And I believe every day is our birthday, every day is our anniversary, and every day is a chance to celebrate. So give yourselves a big round of applause. Good to see Bethany Campbell. Thank you for joining us as well. And I saw um, Michelle on here. Thank you for joining us. And Garnett, greetings to you. And I saw Gina sneak in. And Gina's birthday is on Wednesday. Gina turns the big 50. And I thought she was 50 a couple of years ago, but yeah, I think she officially turns 50. So happy birthday, Gina, from all of us here. But again, um, sometimes you got to celebrate the little victories because it was not guaranteed to us that we would get to this point where we would have survived. And so we have. And you know what? It hasn't been easy. We've had to cry sometimes. We've had to doubt ourselves sometimes. But yet we look back on this time. We look back at this milestone and we say that we are still here. Some of us caught COVID, but we're still here. And now we're to a point where we started. We knew about this virus. We first our first cases a year ago tomorrow, I think it was our first cases. But now we've gone through mass, we've gone through close downs, and we've gone through spikes and hills and valleys. We've gone through mass mandates, and now we're going through vaccines, and we are still here. And so I am grateful to God, certainly grateful to you for how we have supported people. We have raised money for people. We have helped people carry on the work from right here within 1 hour of us getting together every Friday night. So I want to thank our the husbands and the wives that have allowed you to hang out with me every Friday night. We are just, again, blessed and honored to still be here tonight. So we're going to keep moving. We got a lot of stuff going on tonight. I want you to remind you to like this page. Go ahead. If you're not liking Mayor Van Johnson, go ahead and like it. I am told that when you like it, when you like the page, that you get updates when we go live. So I was gonna go live yesterday with the tornado, but it was moving too fast, and so I just got out the way. But go ahead and like the page, and again, please go ahead and share this. The good thing about our date night is we're not selfish. We want to get more people on our date night. where we share the good news and share the good information. So again, thank you all so much. So I thought about what we were going to go ahead and do to celebrate this milestone. And I think the first thing we're going to do is start off like we started off last year. And that's with information. So we're going to roll through this, but I promise you, you need to stay on till the end. I have special guests, I have special surprises, and I'm telling you, you are going to love it. Chloe was still working on the clothes thing as well, so stay tuned about that. But I want to start off the way that we started, and that was getting information out to folks about things that are happening in our community. So um, I'm looking, I'm trying to get together. I'm looking. Um, I'm trying to get it together. There we go. All right. So how we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off today. Um, we are going to be very, very happy to have with us um, our director of the Chatham County Health Department, Dr. Chris Rustin. We have been trying to get him on for a while, but he's a very busy man. And again, Dr. Rustin, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you. I enjoy being here.
Well, thank you. And I know you've joined us before, and I know that we have played phone and Zoom tag, but you're here. And so we're celebrating a milestone of 52 weeks. And so obviously you've been riding with us for most of that. From a public health perspective, tell us, give us your reflections of where we were and really more importantly, where we are now and where we have to go.
Yeah. Well, I think when you look back, I think for all of us, we look back a year ago and, I don't think anyone ever predicted that we would be in a pandemic. I know looking back for myself, working for the Department of Public Health, I remember the first few cases that were reported. And I think most people thought, this was just another seasonal type of disease. But as we quickly learned more about the disease, how it spread, looking back a year ago, we didn't know a lot about this disease. And, we have learned so much about it. We've learned how to prevent transmission. We've learned our treatments have improved in the hospitals. But unfortunately, this disease has taken a toll on many people. Obviously, it's taken a toll on many people's lives. Many people have been sick by this. They're still disabled from this disease. We've lost a lot of lives. We've had a lot of economic hardships, as I'm sure as mayor you are very familiar with in the city. But we're at a point now where I think we see hope. We have vaccines that are effective, and if we can get them in people's arms, we can get to a point where we can return to normal. And I think that's probably the most important message is as people become eligible to get vaccinated, because that's what gets us back to normal and gets us back to where we can go about our lives and be around our family and our friends. And it's been a long year, I think, for all of us. But I think now that, when we were early in the pandemic, everybody wanted to be tested. That was the thing that, you wanted to be tested to see if you were positive. And, testing was one thing, but now that there's a vaccine, there's hope attached to it. And I really feel strongly that that there is definitely light at the end of the tunnel, and there's absolute an opportunity for us to get through this. And so again, I thank you for letting me be on your show, and I'm very happy to answer any questions and hopefully provide a lot of good information to the public about what we're doing.
Right. So where does Savannah stand now? I mean, what is our actual situation? I know that although I'm going to have to go down to downtown across our city tonight to regulate, we are still in significant community spread, right?
We absolutely are. And I'm going to give you some numbers.
Thank you.
Just nationally, if you look at the national data, there's been over 29 million confirmed cases of coronavirus. There's over 536,000 people have died from this disease, unfortunately. In Georgia, over 841,000 cases currently, and there's been over 16,000 deaths. Drilling down to Chatham County, we've had over 21,000 cases, almost 22,000 cases, and 376 deaths. one thing I want to point out is that while our numbers are trending in the right direction, we have various metrics that we use to track this pandemic in the county, and one of them is our community transmission index. The community transmission index currently is 127 cases per 100,000. And what that means is that we are still seeing the virus being transmitted in our community. That's the most important thing. I think that you can take from that. Just, anything over 100 is considered high, and we're still at above 100. But I will say that back in January, we were at 600. And so the numbers are definitely trending in the right direction. The transmission is decreasing, but we're still seeing transmission. And I think that's while it's still very important for people to continue to follow public health recommendations, wearing a mask, washing hands, ensuring that they're socially distanced appropriately. And so, we believe that as people get vaccinated, as more and more people get vaccinated, these numbers will continue to decline. But not everyone's vaccinated yet. And it's getting everyone vaccinated and getting to what we call herd immunity is going to take some time. It's going to take some weeks. And so we have to continue to be safe and follow these recommendations.
I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and address Deborah, who insists on saying stuff. She says this is a bad flu. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, we typically first of all, it's two different diseases. It's not even the same virus. That's the first thing if you want to follow the science. More importantly, we don't typically we see a lot of deaths in flu per year. It can range from 12,000 up to 60 to 70,000 deaths in a year. In a year, we've seen over 500,000 deaths from this disease. What we know about this disease is that it is highly transmissible and much more transmissible than flu, and that it typically impacts our grandparents, the elderly. And that's probably the most tragic thing about this disease is that if you are older than 65, your chances of dying or being severely ill or hospitalized increases dramatically. In fact, in Georgia, over 80% of the deaths were in people 65 or older. And so this disease is absolutely something that we have to take seriously. It's hard to compare diseases because you can have a bad flu year. But this is certainly a pandemic that is taken over this world. And it's something that we need to take seriously. And we're still seeing transmission.
And of course, we keep going back and forth about the issue for masks. And as you know, I understand your position that we've insisted on masks since July the 1st last year, and even now with people coming, we're insisting, at least in the public space, which we control, that people wear a mask. And I just wanted you to emphasize and talk about the importance of people wearing masks to help us get to where we need to be.
Absolutely. It's a scientific fact that masks reduce the spread of disease, and that's been proven time and time again. The mask protect other people, and if everyone's wearing a mask, we're protecting each other. And that's probably one of the most important messages. This is an airborne virus, so if you're wearing a mask, you are preventing or reducing the chances of that virus becoming airborne if you are infected. What we know about the vaccine is that it's highly effective in preventing severe illness and death. It's highly effective in preventing mild illness. What we don't know currently is how effective it is at preventing transmission. The data is starting to suggest that it reduces transmission pretty significantly, but we don't know if that's the case yet. And so that's why the recommendations are, if you get vaccinated, that you should continue to follow public health practices.
So, you've been vaccinated, correct?
I have.
How you feel?
Oh, well, I'd love to talk about my experience. So I received the Pfizer vaccine. There's 3 vaccines. There's the Pfizer vaccine, there's the Moderna vaccine, and then there's Janssen, which is Johnson & Johnson. Pfizer and Moderna are a 2-dose series, and the Johnson & Johnson is a 1-dose series. I received the Pfizer early on because of my position and the work that I do in the community. in public health. And after receiving the first dose, I felt fine. I had a sore arm. But you can tell when you get the vaccine generally that it's working. You may have mild symptoms. You're going to have a sore arm. You may have some chills, some fever. When I received my second dose 3 weeks later, I had a little bit more significant symptoms. My arm hurt pretty bad, actually. I did get chills. I did run a low-grade fever. But what that's telling me is that the vaccine's actually working. These vaccines are designed essentially to basically deliver instructions to your cells to make a little protein, and that protein mimics the spike on the actual virus. And what it does is it teaches your body to develop an immune response to attack that particular protein, and it essentially causes your immune system to remember. And so, if you're ever exposed to the real virus and you've been vaccinated, your body remembers that, and that's how it works. The immune response takes over and attacks that particular virus, and it's what keeps us from becoming sick or deathly ill. But there's, all the vaccines work very similar. You do have the 2-dose series, and then the Johnson and Johnson, which we're starting to get more of in the supplies, is a 1-dose series. But the one thing that I want to, I think, say that's extremely important is that all 3 vaccines are highly effective at preventing severe illness, disease, death, and hospitalizations. That's the one, and that's the purpose of the vaccine, is that it prevents that, and all 3 vaccines prevent that, and they're very effective at that.
Well, I was out yesterday with Governor Kemp at the mega site, and we have not been really pleased. We definitely agree on that we finally have a mega site and it should be full,
Right.
and it's
Right.
not.
It's not.
I want to talk about particularly teachers, because I mean we had teachers saying, well, I don't want to go back in the classroom. I want to go back in the classroom, but if I can't get vaccinated, so they got pushed to the front. Now they're not getting vaccinated. Um, how important it is for us to get past this, for people to be vaccinated. I mean, if people say, well, I'll just wait for herd immunity and I'll just ride it out, is it worse to catch the disease or is it worse to get the vaccine?
Well, I think, the disease affects everybody differently, but I can assure you that it's much worse getting the disease and having a serious illness from it than getting the vaccine. One thing about the vaccines is that you can expect some side effects from the vaccine. I mentioned them earlier: sore arm, mild fever, possibly chills, possibly a headache. Again, that's your body working to build an immune response to that particular vaccine. There is a very small percentage of severe reactions to the vaccine, anaphylaxis. Typically, people who have an anaphylactic reaction are individuals who carry an EpiPen, meaning they're typically allergic to other things. And that's something that whenever they are counseled by the clinician, they talk about that. That's why when you get the vaccine, we ask you to stay for 15 minutes or 30 minutes based on if you have allergic reactions, because we want to monitor your situation. But we have seen very few reactions to the vaccine, and nationally, there has been very few reactions to the vaccine. This is tracked very closely by CDC and FDA, and monitored very closely. And it's still highly recommended to get vaccinated versus taking the chance of actually catching the disease, because it affects people differently. I've had friends who unfortunately have succumbed to the disease, and they didn't have a lot of health conditions, comorbidities, but it affected them. Unfortunately, it attacked their lungs, and they weren't able to recover from it. And so, healthy people have died from this disease as well as unhealthy people have. And I think that's something you're sort of rolling the dice with it, because you just never know how it's going to affect you.
Yeah, I mean, I've lost a bunch of friends and people I've known to this. And then I know a lot of people who have survived, but those that survived,
Mhm.
many of them will tell you they're not the same.
Absolutely.
Something is different about them. I mean, it just seemed like whatever, it almost seemed like an opportunistic type of ailment, because whatever it is you're going through, you now have it worse. So people that have had diabetes, there is hard for them to get under control. People who had asthma have more pronounced asthma. Um, when will we actually know the true cost, the true physiological and physical cost of COVID?
Oh, wow. That's hard to say. I think, because we're still in the midst of the pandemic right now.
Right.
But I can tell you, and this is just me talking. This isn't scientific fact, but I think psychologically, and as a human, the burden and the cost of losing friends, losing loved ones, is a huge toll. I think on most Americans. I think that this is not something that anyone ever thought we would be living through. And it almost seems like a year was gone in a blink of an eye, but it's changed everything we do, everything that we've come, accustomed to enjoy, and we've had to change our lifestyle. And again, over 500,000 people have died from this disease. That was someone's loved one, that was someone's brother, someone's father, grandfather, and so this is something that who knows what the financial cost will be, but I think the emotional cost will be with us for many years to come.
And we've had people talking about things like anaphylaxis and um, you know death. I mean, what are the studies saying? Um, Everybody I know who's gotten the vaccine is pretty okay.
Right, right. Yeah, I think we as the clinicians, and I'm gonna speak for the health department.
Right.
When you go in and get an appointment for a vaccine, they're going to go over some questions with you. They're going to ask you, do you have a history of allergies or anaphylaxis? Do you carry an EpiPen? It doesn't mean you can't get the vaccine, but what it does mean is that they're going to monitor you much more closely, just to make sure that if you do have a reaction, there's someone there that can take care of it. And there has been a few reactions, and again, that's typically in individuals um, uh, who have had reactions to other things, whether it's food, whether it's other types of vaccines. One thing that again we see more of is pain at the injection site. People get flushed. We've seen a lot of people having they're very anxious. They have anxiety. I'm laughing because I remember you getting your flu shot. Um,
Hey, look, that wasn't cute, right? I mean, to be mayor is sometimes kind of rough, and I mean, I was afraid I was going to pass out. So you send the two nicest ladies in the world, and she's rubbing my back, and I'm figuring I'm getting ready to pass out. So I think some
we
needed.
sent two of our best nurses.
That's right. Well, they were great. So um, so let's talk a little bit about the J&J.
Sure.
Kind of the one shot deal. Uh, do we have it here? How it is it? Where is it available? Can people request it?
Sure. So we do have some J&J at the health department. In the initial push of Johnson and Johnson was Georgia received around 83,000 doses as a state, and then those doses were split up to the school systems across the state. And so we had worked to survey all of the school systems to determine who they were partnering with to vaccinate their teachers. And in many cases, they partnered with the health departments across the state. And so those 83,000 doses were sent out in the beginning for schools. But as you had mentioned earlier, we noticed that there was a lot of educators, educational staff. It wasn't just teachers; it was open to all the educational staff. They chose not to get vaccinated. So unfortunately, fortunately there's vaccine left over that can be used, but unfortunately, we wish they would have chosen to get vaccinated. And also, we learned a lot of teachers and educators and the staff went to other vaccination sites that were open to get vaccinated. But we do have some limited Johnson & Johnson here in Savannah. The other thing I wanted to mention is there are currently 73 providers in Chatham County that are COVID vaccinators. And those 73 providers range from our health department, of course, our federally qualified health centers, that's Curtis V. Cooper and J.C. Lewis, our hospitals, of course, various doctors' offices, a lot of pharmacies, Walmart, Kroger, Publix, Walgreens are all receiving vaccine. And the Walmarts, the Krogers, the Walgreens, and Publix have received, they actually get their vaccine from the federal government. They're part of a what's called the federal pharmacy program, and they've started receiving some Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So there is some out there. There's not a lot. We haven't received a lot at this point, but we do expect to start getting more of Johnson & Johnson as a state. The 1st of April is what we're being told, is when we'll get much more.
Well, I want to thank you, Dr. Rustin, and particularly the good men and women of the Chatham County Health Department. I will tell you, we've been through war together, and I will tell you that they have been absolutely stellar in their performance, stellar in their professionalism, and they have been certainly frontline workers. And want to thank you for your leadership of them, and of course, Dr. Davis and his leadership of the district. I mean, I think we showed the state something over the last year about how Savannah Strong is, and I just wanted to express all of our gratitude to you all. Many of you have not had vacations, had not a break. You've been living this every single day for the last 365 days.
That's true. That's true. And we want to thank you, Mayor, the city, and just for your viewers that are on here. I think early on you recognized when you saw some of our staff falling out from the heat from testing, the city made the Civic Center under your leadership available to us. It was, we have the envy of the state because most of our health departments still stand outside under tents when they're doing testing. But we've had the pleasure of using the Civic Center since the heat of the summer, and it has really, I think, made a huge difference. We can vaccinate in the weather where others can't, or we can we can test in the weather where others can't. And so that's been I think an envy for a lot of folks, and we also want to thank you for the support of the city in that efforts and in other efforts.
We are all in this together. We are
Absolutely.
all in this together. And although we may not be health professionals, we can support public health.
Thank you. We
absolutely. Thank you so much again. Glad to finally get you on, man. I mean, so it was hard getting on your calendar, but thank you so much. And
absolutely. Again, and Dr. Toomey says hello.
Well, please tell her I said hello as well. And we're gonna get through this, and we're just gonna keep pushing it, going straight down the middle, inching until we get this done.
I agree. And again, thanks everyone. if for the listeners out there, the viewers, if they ever have questions, please give us a call at the health department. We're here to help. Our scheduling website is on our web. You can go to our website at georgiacoastalhealthdistrict.com.
Where'd you go? Wait a minute. Let me see. I think I tossed you out. Wait a minute. I don't know what happened.
What I was saying is if you are looking for appointments, there's a lot of opportunities. Obviously, the GEMA mass vaccination site is available. You go to, let's see, I wrote it down. It's Georgia vaccine, vaccinegeorgia.org.com to find the location to register for appointments there. If you're looking for an appointment at the health department, you'd go to our Coastal Health District website. You can make an appointment there. And then all of the pharmacies, the Walgreens, the Publix, the Walmarts, the Krogers, they have their own scheduling system. So you have to go to their website to look for appointments. There's a lot of opportunities here in the city to get vaccinated, and we strongly encourage people as they become eligible to get vaccinated.
Right, and we have the mega site out at Gulfstream, Savannah State, SCAD, several churches are all sending transportation out there, and we're working on a site in town as well. So again, we're all in this together. Our goal is to get everybody vaccinated, so we can go back to living our best lives. Again, Dr.
Absolutely.
Rustin, thank you so much. Again, express our gratitude to the fine folks at the health department. I will come by and tell them myself, but I don't want them to give me another shot.
All right. Thank you again, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So again, I want to thank him so much and appreciate him for all the work that he has done. And again, we're celebrating our 1 year anniversary. 1 year. 52 weeks. And bringing on another special guest. And of course, you know who she is. It's always a pleasure to have with us Dr. Bertice Berry.
Hello, Mayor Van Johnson.
1 year,
One whole year,
52 weeks,
1 year.
365 days.
A
So,
year. Every Friday night, you've been doing this for an entire year.
yeah,
The city of Savannah and the surrounding area. And anyone who was at home going, what us gonna do?
yeah. I mean, we did it on Christmas Day. We did it on
Mhm.
New Year's Day. And
Yeah.
folks came. They showed up. I mean,
Yeah.
it was wild. I mean, and we met people and we know people now all over not only our community but across the country that
Right.
we never even seen.
That's what's so amazing, right?
Right. I
People are
mean,
like, are you
yeah.
Mayor Van Johnson? And you're wearing a mask. And you're like, how can you tell?
So, Dr. Berry, of course, you have been such an inspiration to us, and we don't want to kind of suck your energy dry, but you've been again, you're probably our most. I think you've been on more than anybody else.
Really?
So yeah, so I think it was only right to have you on. I just see that Bishop Jackie Gilbert Grant show came on. She stood me up for lunch yesterday, but understood a tornado was coming, so I understand. So give me
She's
your
sitting at
take.
home
I
right now
mean,
with a sandwich.
huh?
She's home right now with a sandwich going, I'm having lunch now.
But I mean, when you think about the journey
Mhm.
from where we were March the 20th,
Yeah.
2020 to where we are today, I was just interested in your thoughts.
I think what's most amazing is to imagine what could have been, right? What could it have been if you hadn't canceled St. Patrick's Day? And you look at those areas that were ravaged with COVID. I mean, what happened here was bad enough, the loss of life, loss of loved ones, the illness of so many, it was bad enough, but what could have been? And so I just want to thank you for the leadership that you've had throughout this time, mask mandates when nobody else was wearing them, and just, doing the right thing, following the science. And so many in the community followed. Our churches said, we're standing with Van, and business leaders said, we're going to stand with Van. And, it has kept us here. Now, are we tired after a year? Are we weary? Yeah, but we're here. And so that's the part that we have to focus on. For me, it has been a tremendous year. It's been a time of learning. It's been a time of growth. It's been a time of going inside and striving to say, what do I know and how can I make my community better? And so many people have responded. And just coming together on Friday nights this way has helped us through. So it's amazing.
And it has been amazing. I mean,
And we're
again,
not done.
no, we're not. But it was just that people that did not know anybody. And again, the awesome Alderwoman Linda Wilder Bryan has joined us from. And I mean, Linda.
Bread pudding.
She has definitely been a source of strength for me. But I mean, just watching, to me, the definition of Savannah Strong, watching
Yeah.
people, how even in our group,
Mhm.
and this group has sometimes gone from 200 on the low end to 1,500 on the high end. But
Oh, I came in here once there were like 3,000 people.
yeah,
Stop playing.
people on here supporting each other though, and how
Right,
the village came together even virtually.
right,
A
right.
lady sent me something, and she told me, she said she's a widow, and she doesn't have
Mm,
any children, and really doesn't have a lot of friends. And she said that her whole week was getting ready for Friday night. And
wow,
I mean, it just meant something to me.
wow.
And somebody once criticized me by saying that um, I was calling everybody's name like it was romper room. And this is the same lady said, I look forward to having my name called.
Right. I
And I
mean,
was
if
like,
you
wow.
you grew up in the romper room era, you know they weren't saying Bertice. So when you hear somebody say your name and acknowledge you and recognize you, for those who want to get right into whatever, and I think sometimes one of the things that I've learned in this time, I share stories every morning and every night, and every day throughout the day. I get people saying thank you so much, but I also get people saying, why are you doing this, and da 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 da, and you should have done that, you could have done that this way. And one of the things this period of time has really taught me to do is say, oh, okay, then it's not for you. A lot of people see the world the way they see themselves, and they haven't used this time to see themselves any better, and so they can't see you any better. And so the love that you extend, calling names, recognizing people, acknowledging folks. I end every day saying, I love you. And I got a note today from someone saying, it's taken me a year to realize that you really mean that. And, for some people, it's the only time they're going to hear it. And so, I hope that this time has taught us to be less frugal. Let's not hold back so much on our love. Let's share it as if it's the last time. Let's be kind, like it's the last opportunity you'll get to do so. Act like every time you leave a room, you're actually leaving a legacy, and you make the day much better.
Well, and again, that's interesting to me as well. And again, and we've had, and as you that our share of haters.
Yeah,
You come on this page, you
yeah.
come into our fellowship,
Because
and
nobody's
and
listening to
if you
the
don't
three.
like it, then the door that you
Yeah,
came in was the same door
yeah.
that you never had to enter in the first place.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Van, what you come to realize is that their three followers don't give them the jollies that they need, so they have to come to your thousands of people and try to get their attention. And sometimes, as my mom would be proud to say, people create drama so they can have something to star in. And if there
Ah,
ain't no drama, we're gonna make some drama. Have mercy.
oh, you know what? You blessed me with that right there. You will see that again.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So it's a need to be recognized. We all have this need to belong and to be recognized and acknowledged. The other thing my mother would say is, if you've done something impressive, you ain't trying to be impressed.
right.
so so it's been interesting. I've been called a couple of names that I don't like to be called on a regular basis, but it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with folks who are hurting and needing and yearning. And, you bless them and block them and keep on moving.
Well, it has been a little different for me because obviously, the elected official, they say you can't block
You
people. And
can't.
I mean,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
position is, if you behave inappropriately, you're going to be removed. And then you go to a judge, and then I'm
Yeah.
going to
The
go
other
back.
part is there are thousands of people who love what you do. And I have learned that too often we play to the people who are trying to distract and confuse and cause discord, right? We play to them because we want them to stop. When there's a whole crowd over here cheering and saying more, more, and that's the audience you need to play to. And
Right.
those people will either start to learn to act like these people, or they'll leave because they're not getting the attention they need.
And I've learned that because,
Mhm.
strangely enough, oftentimes, because I've purposely, people have asked, can I produce your thing? I'm like, no, I want it to be intimate. I want it to be very authentic, which is why
Mhm.
I'm wearing my Savannah hat. Y'all remember my Savannah hat, SAV? And it got the seaport and the peach. And it's supposed to be raggedy. Now, I hadn't gotten the hat. Marissa Bird has not got me my new hats, but you know, it is really, really intimate. What I found is, so I'm not really often paying attention to what's going on, and so then when people jump in, I don't have to say anything. They
No,
take care of them, and it's like,
no.
whoa,
Yeah, a lot of times I've found that I've had to delete people's comments to keep other people from beating them up.
right, right, to protect them, right?
Exactly, exactly. But you get to acknowledge the good that's happening. You get to see that people are thriving. You get to see that people are coming together in love. And I've decided that that's what's more important. And I don't have time anymore for the other stuff. And it's taken me a year to see it and recognize it, acknowledge it, and go, oh, okay. And what we give attention to expands. And when you give attention to something positive, it expands exponentially.
Right. My concern is, and again, we are getting back into some old habits quickly. The weather is
Yes.
better, and now people are ripping off masks. And as Dr. Rustin just said before you, that we can spike at a moment's notice. We're still at a high, was considered a high community spread. 127 is our index, and
Yeah.
I'm just afraid that we'll take our foot off the gas. We won't finish the job.
Yeah. People have asked me to come out for dinner and to go do this. I tell them real quick, I did not stay in the house for a year to come have coffee with you.
We
And
loved you on the commercial though. I saw the commercial. I mean,
thank you. I came out for that and I went right back home. But like, why don't grow weary in doing well and doing the right thing? You get this close, right? And then destroy the good that's been done because I've been eating manna all this time. I want some other food, you know, and you get weary. It can be tiresome, but this is the time to celebrate seeing the end. The end is in sight. Don't take off your mask. And even if you're vaccinated, here's the thing. I don't want to get COVID. I don't want to get it and spread it to somebody else. I don't want to get it so vaccination will keep you from dying, but is it going to keep me from getting one of those weird symptoms that come? I like tasting food. I want to taste food for the rest of my life. I don't want to have something like, was it? I think it was popcorn. And you're like, no, just hold on a little while longer. Change is gonna come.
right. Well, and change is coming.
Mhm.
I wonder, and and you and I've had these conversations that God created this quiet time and this time of separation to bring us together. And I'm wondering if you believe that when we're out, we forget the lessons we've learned in this space and time.
Well,
Will we go back to being what we were pre-pandemic?
I hope not. I'll say something that I don't talk about too much. I have MS, and for the first 5 years, I was struggling to get back to what I was before.
Right.
And every time I would work to get back to what I was, I would injure something else trying to get there. And then one day it was a sweet, still simple voice that just said, be better. You can get to better than what you were. And I was like, what, Mr. Barry Gordy, you gonna give me $1 for all my records? So then, one day something said, make a dress. I started sewing. I'm writing more. I'm doing all these things that I hadn't done before. Just sharing through space like this, through technology. We can be better. So you can strive and run to go back to what you had. If normal was so good, we wouldn't be in this position that we're in. We wouldn't be in this state. So I'm not trying to go back to normal. I'm trying to get to better.
Dr. Dr. Bertice Berry, thank you again for being the most popular host. I mean, you
Oh my
most
goodness.
popular guest on our date night. And again, the folks love you there.
Well,
They're loving your glasses as usual.
thank you. Oh, I have to tell you this one quick story. Somebody reminded me of it today. I shared this story before when I was in my morning stories. Was dressed up to go sing in a wedding with my girlfriends. We walked in and there was a pew and it had a sign on it that said, do not sit here. And we looked around, we were like, they don't mean us. And that's just how people were treating COVID. They don't mean us. And we sat down on that pew and we realized they did mean us, because as soon as we sat down, that thing wasn't bolted down and we went flying back.
Oh.
And collectively we pulled ourselves forward We got up, we were laughing so hard. And it's that same thing where we think that we're special and they don't mean us. The pandemic don't mean us. It ain't gonna do nothing to us. I'm special. It's not, it don't mean me. You go ahead and sit on that pew and watch what happens.
I'll let that go.
If I can help somebody.
See, I knew I should have thrown you off now, why? Because I knew you were gonna go there. I knew it.
In my living shall not be in vain. Oh,
Dr. Ortiz.
ooh.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being such
I
a
appreciate
great
you, brother.
Savannah,
Thank
such
you
a great
so
friend, and certainly for being a wind behind a lot of people's wings and helping us just to put things in perspective. Sometimes we just need somebody to help us to see what's in front of us, and I thank you so much for doing that.
Just don't sit on that pew.
Well, thank you so much, and I guess we'll see you in year 2. I have to start trying to book you.
Well, you know, I'm always here, and I love you all. I love all of this beautiful community that comes together this way. It is just fantastic.
Well, thank you, and I guess I'll see you Sunday night at our regular spot.
Sunday night, I have to send you another thing for our regular spot because it's a whole nother thing, and
Oh.
it is powerful. I'm good at it too.
Love you, sis.
Sometimes I feel like what's his name? Wesley Snipes. Bible study make you feel like that.
I know.
Thank you, brother. See, I'm trying to leave.
I know. I'm trying to let you leave.
I can help somebody.
Thank you, dear.
My living shall not be in vain.
Bam.
My living shall.
Thank you, dear. Love you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Whew. I can't do her all of the time. I start laughing so much, I'm ready to start choking. But again, Friday Night Live, we're taking an extra couple of minutes. I wanted you to stay on. Very special guest, of course. We love having her on, and was very excited that she agreed to help me. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Savannah's own songbird, the great, the wonderful, the awesome Huxley Scott. And Huxley is going to send us home in ways that only Huxley can. And so we're letting her get connected, and then we're going to let Huxley just be herself as we celebrate a whole year, one entire year, 52 weeks, 365 days of us being in this war together. And we've gotten through because we've done it together. It certainly wasn't me. I just created this space. But the fact is, if I'm in a space by myself, that means absolutely nothing at all. We're in this space together. We've lived this life together. When we've laughed, we laughed together. When we've cried, we cried together. We've raised money for people together. I mean, you know, I don't know, Molly, if you want to drop that as well. But oh, here she is. Here she is. So everybody give a big round of applause to our very own Huxley Scott. Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate you so much.
It's my pleasure. What should I be prepared for, Mr. Mayor?
You do you. You be Huxley. You want to give us 1? You want to give us 2? You whatever you want to do.
Okay, I think that I'll do 2. And because this is your anniversary, let me pull this up on the computer. Because this is your anniversary, I thought about you and how faithful you've been. And you know, you've been in training since college.
Yes, ma'am.
For what you're doing today. You've been in training and you're faithful. I could say all this if I want to, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You are faithful, and no matter what the situation is in this city, you right there. So I would have to say that we in Savannah have been touched by an angel.
Oh,
That's a messenger of unity, a messenger of caring, a messenger of Savannah Strong.
Hmm.
So this happens to be one of my favorite songs from what is it? Wait a minute, let me get this here. It's my favorite song from Touched by an Angel.
mm.
And it's actually what you do. You walk with us through everything.
Thank you.
When you walk down the road, be it heavy burden or heavy load, I'll be there and I will walk with you. That's you. When you go through the night and you feel like you want to just give up on the fight, I'm gonna be there and I will walk with you. Oh, I'll walk with you till the sun starts to shine. I'll walk with you every time. I tell you I'll walk with you because I want to see you through. And when we leave from this place, and day after day, you gotta walk that Savannah Strong race. Take my hand and I will walk with you. Oh, I'll walk with you till the clouds fade away. I'll walk with you every day. Oh, yes, I'll walk with you. When no one is there, I'm gonna be right by your side. I'm the one who's gonna help you see the light. Just look into my eyes and see that you're not alone. We're gonna do this together. I'm here by your side. Is this all right, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll walk till the clouds fade away. I'll walk with you every day. Oh, I am your friend, yeah. I will walk with you. I'm there through the hurricanes, yeah. In your neighborhood, I'll remember your name. Oh, don't you be afraid, because we're together. We're Savannah Strong. Yeah, yeah. I will walk with you. Yes, I will. I'll walk with you. That's the way I see you, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, thank you.
You're
so
faithful. And we thank God for you. You're faithful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
And then I thought that I would end being just a little bit patriotic, if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You have
A
to
little
you
local.
want to do.
A little local patriotism, if that's okay. A little blue patriotism.
Yes, ma'am.
Georgia, yeah, Georgia, the whole day through. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind, yeah. Georgia, my Georgia, a song of you. Come so sweet and clear, like the moonlight shines through the pines. Yes, other arms reach out to me, and other eyes, they smile tenderly, but still in my peaceful dreams, I see that every road leads back to you, Georgia, my Georgia. No peace can I find, for just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Oh yes, there are other arms that reach out to me, and other eyes smile tenderly, but still in my peaceful dreams, I see every road just leads back to you, Georgia, my Georgia. No peace can I find. And here is your history lesson. I am from Savannah, Georgia's fair city by the sea. The girl was founded by General James Oglethorpe in the year 1733. All I gotta do is hear any old song. Any old song keeps Georgia smiling on my mind. Oh, yeah. Woo.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Huxley Scott,
My
the
pleasure.
incomparable Savannah and Georgia Jew. And, you know, we don't hear as much lately as we wanted to because we've been here. But thank you so much. I love you so much and appreciate
Love
you.
you too. Thank you so much.
Making me feel a little better. I think you do that for all of us.
I try my best.
Well, we're looking forward soon to hearing you, doing you, where we used to hear you do you.
I'm looking forward to
everywhere.
doing everything I can.
How-
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, but you know, I got the card. I'm fully vaccinated.
Fully.
Yes.
Did not
Yes.
hesitate.
Yes.
What would you tell people that are just saying, I want to wait to see if people are going to drop dead? What would
Nah, you need the protection. You need to go ahead and do it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you again. And thank you for blessing us so much tonight. 1 year, and we're still
Yeah.
here. So
It's my
thank you,
pleasure.
my friend.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. And we'll have you back soon.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, no one can do it like Huxley Scott. She's certainly just a Savannah Jew. Thank you all so much. This is It's been an awesome, awesome day. Admittedly, tired. I'm just tired. Um, Not necessarily sure why, but just been tired. Um, but I'm still here. And if I was going to close with something significant, I wanted us to remember the purpose of a journey is that you get a chance to look how far we've come. We oftentimes spend so much time looking for the destination um, without looking at the journey. Um, the fact is that the Wiz or the Wizard of Oz wasn't about the destination. The fact was she was home all of the time. The issue was the journey. It was the people she met, the places she visited, the things that she had seen, the things she had experienced that made the story. And oftentimes we're working so hard to get to the end that we don't appreciate the process that got us there. And the fact is that had it not been, if this had ended a month ago, I mean, a month into it, like we thought it was going to, then we would not have had this journey together. And I believe that we are better because we've been together and we've gotten together every Friday night, and we've laughed and we've cried and we've talked and we've supported and we've loved on each other. People we didn't know, we wish people happy birthday. We commiserated with those people for that have lost jobs and lost people. We help people that had issues with unemployment. We help answer questions. And the fact of the matter is, sometimes we did not agree. And it was okay if we didn't agree, as long as we were respectful in our disagreement. It's okay for us to not always see the same issue. That's what makes us, who we are, is that, we see the world through different lenses. But the fact is, I can respect the fact that you have a different lens. And I just want you to respect the fact that I have a different lens from you. It doesn't make me right or make me wrong. It just makes me different and makes us Americans. If we're going to get through this, we're going to get through this together. And we're going to have to stay together as we walk through this barren land. Um, I certainly, for me, if it had not been for the Lord on my side, and I'm not ashamed to say that, but it's often is difficult, sometimes very challenging, um, but you do the best you can. And when you say that you've had enough, you find strength to be able to go on a little while longer. And so for me, um, being in this position and feeling almost personally responsible for every single life, every single soul, um, sometimes it can be very, very um, challenging. And so I look forward to Fridays because I just knew I was going to see my folks, because that's the only action I seem to get in this house is y'all. And so um, on Friday nights, this quiet abode, humble abode of mine becomes alive because now I have several hundred of my best friends in here, and we just spend time together. And so since Terry wanted to ask, here's a beverage. I'm not going to tell you what's in it, but it is here. And so, um, for us, you know, we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. We don't know how much further we have to go, but we know we made it this far, and we are grateful. I'm grateful. I don't know about you. I'm grateful that we made it this far, and for every contribution that all of you have made. If it's just saying hello, if it's saying that you appreciate me, or you're praying for me, not praying on me, but you're praying for me, I appreciate that. If you are just tuning in later on because you don't want us to see that you're on and you just kind of watch later on, we appreciate you for doing that. Because in the end, one thing we can say is that we have kept our behavior. always, and it was always important to me that no matter what was done or said, that we want to remain respectful, we want to remain positive. It's not my business what other people think of me. And so, um, you know, I have you and you have me, and we'll ride through this together. Um, we will ride through this to the end. And again, I'm promising you, beyond Chloe's wedding and Renee's wedding, which we have already planned and crashed. Maybe I'll get Huxley to sing for both of those weddings. But I'm telling you, and I mean, I'm gonna have to get some folks to help me out. Um, is what we want to do is we're gonna have a Friday night live, and we're gonna pick a place, and we're gonna get there, and we're gonna be together, and we'll pick somewhere, nice and cheap, because people like me, the way our bank account runs, but it's gonna be a place where we can finally meet everybody in person. And so Linda Wilder Bryant will be there with me. And we'll get to thank all of you for just riding and dying with us on this journey. Ride or die, that's the term. Not die, but just ride or die. Just, being there for us. And I'm just looking forward to it. Looking forward to really hugging all of you vaccinated people. If you're not vaccinated, you cannot come to the Friday Night Live for real. I love you, but we might have to set up something. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm going to be looking for cars at the door. We cannot have Friday Night Live for real be a super spreader event because somebody rolled in there without a card. No. Go ahead and get your vaccination. For all of these educators out here, our teachers, our custodians, our bus drivers, our paraprofessionals, our custodial professionals, go ahead and get the vaccine. Go ahead and get it done. Get it done because eventually you'll be back in school and these kids don't get sick like you will get sick. Go ahead and take care of it. Enough people have taken it now. If you don't take it, and I want to wait and see what happens. Well, guess what? If all of us who have had the vaccine, something happens to us, then there'll be nobody to take care of you. And I mean, that means you die a slow death. Go ahead and get it done. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. Okay. Again, Dawn Baker is still looking absolutely fabulous on the news at 11 o'clock at night, so you can look at her and see that. So finally, before we go, one thing I wanted to do, and again, I just kept us a little bit longer because it's been 1 year, 52 weeks. Can y'all do me a favor before we go? I want us just to take a moment of silence for us to remember the uh, the 536,000 people across our country who have died, and the 376 people in our community who have died because of coronavirus. The fact was is that we made it this far, but within the last year, 376 of our friends, our neighbors, our fathers, our mothers, our brothers, our sisters, our sons and daughters did not make it. And so, if you would honor me, please, just to take one moment to remember them, to think of them, to say a prayer for their families, and those that are currently suffering with COVID, those that are in the hospital, some folks that I know, some in the ICU, they need your thoughts. They need your prayers. Please don't sign off. Please just, I believe that prayer works. And so, if we would again, to whomever you pray to, and if you don't pray to anybody, just be silent, okay? Just for a moment for us to remember people, okay? Let's do that for a moment. Thank you so much. And again, if you are suffering of COVID and you're on right now, we're thinking of you, we're praying for you. If you lost somebody, I also want to tell you there is some funeral assistance if you know somebody who has died of COVID, and it says on the death certificate that they died of COVID. Um, you can get some money to help with those expenses. So I've already posted it on my page. So please take a look at that information and make sure that you take advantage of that to help you with your expenses during this time. So again, want to thank you all so much for just being with us. Want to thank you for being you. Want to thank you for hanging in there. And again, I know it has not been easy. I know we all have different situations, but you hung in there and you've shown us exactly what Savannah Strong is all about. So we'll be here again next week, starting another year, and we'll do it until you say we don't do it anymore. But I just appreciate you and all that you mean to me. So again, God bless you all. Have a great night. Happy anniversary to us. Good night.